bit. We're going bitless, and we have been working on developing a nice, slow Western Pleasure Trot. Now, in order to develop that slower Western Pleasure Trot, she has to start learning to collect, and that is making an engagement in the seat. Okay, so this is a different method, but this is the way that I was taught to teach a horse a slower Western Pleasure Trot, and to get your head nice and low, and also being collected at a trot or starting to. Okay? So the first step is, it's called the bridge and squeeze, and it's called engaging the seat. Now, what is going to be different than the way that I normally ride is I'm actually going to be squeezing right in here with my knee and the back of my calf. And also, I'm going to go to lift up her rib cage with the underside of my feet. Now, hopefully, I won't have to get to that point. It's kind of like ask, suggest, demand. So I'm going to squeeze up here in my thighs first. Then I'm going to increase the squeeze below in my calves. And then finally, I'm going to engage my lower leg, and I'm going to totally squeeze. Now, the set point is going to be called what's called the bridge. So I'm going to push her head out. So it's going to be called the bridge and squeeze. And I'm going to increase, I'm going to squeeze from the top down, here, here, and here. So, and as soon as she releases and puts her head down, that's when I release. And release means I come back to neutral and I leave her alone. I'm also going to release whatever area was the last one that I engaged. So I may release my heel, or I will also release my calf, and I will release a little bit more of my knee and just really relax. And so the reward is basically going back to a neutral or more neutral seat. Okay, that's a lot, I know. So here, this is how it works. So, what we're going to do is we're going to get her started on the circle. I'm using more inside leg, and see how I'm starting to get her head to come in and release. But she slowed down, so I've got to keep going. See how she wants to already put her head nice and far down? That's just me bridging, squeeze, release. Bridge, squeeze, release. And see, she's starting to release and stop and go a little bit slower, but each time I'm keeping her going. But she got her release. So see, that head is starting to go down. So I'm squeezing with my inside leg, and because I want to keep her on the circle, I'm squeezing more with my inside, bridge, squeeze, and when her head drops, I release. Come on, head down, release. There we go. And gradually, I'm gonna sit. Now that I've got that, now I'm gonna sit back, and I'm gonna slow it down with my seat. So, bridge, squeeze, relax the seat. And it's exhausting, but you can start to see what's gonna happen. Squeeze, and then, right? Oh, relax too much and I stop. But relax enough, and you get that nice, slow, easy trot. And we're gonna start out with just getting it for a couple of steps, because you have to start somewhere. So, let's go back to it again. We're getting the head set. It's nice. I'm using my inside leg, outside, a little bit of outside leg, squeezing all the way down. I got her head to relax. Now, I relax too much. I release too much, she slowed down. So I'm gonna keep my release still engaged, except I'm not going to release her through my calves now. I was releasing all the way through my leg, and she's slowing too far down. So I'm still engaging my calves, but relax. There we go. Getting it just a few small seconds. So it's a process. There we go. Now we're getting her to lower her head naturally where she wants to be in this nice, easy, relaxed state. And it's really, really comfortable to ride. But you do have to use a lot of muscles in the very beginning to get it. I know that sounded complicated, but we can do this. So thank you so much for joining us on today's video. And if you enjoyed the video, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And remember, if you want to see more, check out our playlists.